All right, good morning, everybody. This is the Fantasy Sports Boss Fantasy Football Weekend. Here we go. Week 2, a whole bunch of games slated for 1 o'clock today. Did a bunch of videos already this morning about the weather, the handcuff running back strategy. We're going to take you through the 11:30 Eastern time injury reports that are coming out. Of course, we already know that multiple reports. Aaron Jones will not play today, nor will Christian Watson for the Green Bay Packers, both being felled by hamstring injuries. So A.J. Dillon will step into the driver's seat for Green Bay, and more Romeo Doubs and Luke Musgrave, the rookie tight end, who both of these guys were excellent last week, are going to take on more prominent roles for the Packers this week. Also, DeAndre Hopkins, that we're going to have to check just to be sure, but he is slated to play today, even though he missed the entire week of practice. It's not often you see a guy who misses an entire week of practice return to play in the game. But that's the report, at least for today. Donta Foreman is a healthy scratch today for the Chicago Bears. So Roscoe Johnson all of a sudden has, quite a bit of injury. He already, did a really nice job the second half of last week in a what was a blowout game. With Donta Foreman now a healthy scratch, it looks like Roscoe Johnson now, all it took was really one half of the game to get him into a much more prominent place. Only Khalil Herbert, it has him right now in terms of the hierarchy. So I'm just looking at some other things here before we proceed any further. So Roscoe Johnson, if he's still available in any of your leagues, you need to pick him up pronto. Mark Andrews is going to play, Death Lord. Thank you. Listen, so Lamar Jackson, he wasn't good last week, but it really goes to show you how much he relies on Mark Andrews and how Mark Andrews opens up the entire offense. All right. So we do expect to see a bounce back from Lamar Jackson this week. Get Mark Andrews back into your lineups. DJ Moore, George Pickens. I'm going to go DJ Moore. Pickens is banged up, so we got to see what's going on with him. No Austin Eckler, but Joey Bosa is going to play today for the Chargers. Just looking to see if there's Brandon Cooks. Not expected to play against the Jets. So no surprise there. Brandon Cooks is not going to go. He's got that MCL sprain in his knee. So Michael Gallup will step up. I think this game is going to be a little more competitive than people are giving credit for because the Jets defense is so good. Dak Prescott is turnover prone. He's going to have to deal with DJ Reed and Sauce Gardner, in the Jets secondary, ball hawking cornerbacks. So I think this game could be closer than most people are anticipating. Good morning, Polumsky, the legend. I don't know if I'm a legend, but I try my best. Chris Evans is not playing for the Cincinnati Bengals. So a lot of Joe Mixon today, and we really want to see this Bengals offense get back on track. I mean, obviously last week was rough to say the least, but it was ill weather and really was the first action that Joe Burrow got this summer. Or leading into the season for that matter, because he was dealing with the calf injury. It should be there should be a much smoother smoothing operating procedure for the Bengals today. Happy Sunday, Rain. So I dropped McPherson for Moody, 49ers kicker, since the 49ers' offense is so good. Yeah, I think that's fine. I mean, I don't think you really need to sweat your kickers as much, but yes, I think the Rams too will be competitive in that matchup today because, listen, Matthew Stafford looked really good last week. Deontay Johnson is out with his hamstring injury, but George Pickens, I believe, hit the injury report as well on Friday. Need help in my second league. Running back 2 between Joshua Kelly, Miles Sanders, and Jamal Williams. I'm not going Jamal Williams. I just did not like the way he looked last week. I would have to say that's a tough call. I mean, the Saints defense is legit. I would say Josh Kelly. I would say Joshua Kelly because I think he's going to be more involved. Took the Jets money line 3-6. Listen, that defense is legit, and so is Dallas. So it's going to be a low-scoring game. Happy Sunday, Javi. Would you drop Jacoby Myers for Ross? Yes, 100% I would. Absolutely. If Roscoe Johnson takes over this job, and again, Donta Foreman, a healthy scratch, that is a very telling sign. You pick up Roscoe Johnson wherever he's available, and I stupidly did not do that when I had the opportunity prior to week 1. Pick 2 for flex, half PPR, Hollywood Brown, Zach Moss, Justice Hill, Drake London, Kendrick Bourne. I would go Kendrick Bourne for 1. And then I think they're going to get Drake London more involved. So I think Drake London and Kendrick Bourne would be my pick. I'm not going any Arizona Cardinal not named James Conner. Same thing with the Indianapolis Colts. And Justice Hill, it could be Gus Edwards getting the lion's share of touches there. Puka Nakua, however you say his name, listen, prior to a week ago, nobody knew who he was. So I'm not going to go crazy about this guy. Really tough matchup today against San Francisco. Wouldn't be surprised if he turns back into a pumpkin. I would start Lockett. I really would. I definitely would start Lockett for sure. All right, let me just go through some more things here. Andrews, we talked about CJ Stroud, right shoulder injury. He's going to play, so that's good if you're a Nico Collins owner. Aaron Jones, man, what a shame. He looked so awesome last week, and now he's not going to be going this week. And, I don't have any faith in A.J. Dillon. I mean, the hope is that he's going to fall into a touchdown or two. That's the hope, but we'll have to see. All right, so wanted to review while we have a few minutes before the injury report comes out. Any feelings about buying low on some players? Yeah, I mean, listen, there certainly, I wouldn't touch the Atlanta Falcons guys. They've been popular buy lows. Actually, I think Tyler Algier is a sell high. Amari Cooper did hit the injury report, so that's a little dicey there. I mean, Pittsburgh's got to play better, right? I mean, I don't trust Cleveland. Deshaun Watson just looked okay last week, so I think Pittsburgh, listen, they're one of the best coach teams in the league. I mean, Mike Tomlin is as good as it gets, so I think they're going to be highly competitive. Divisional game. I think it's going to be a close one. So as far as buy lows, I think Jordan Addison is absolutely a sell high. I said during the week, he's very big play, touchdown dependent. He had that big play in a touchdown each of the first two games, but he's clearly behind TJ Hockenson, and he's clearly behind Justin Jefferson there. Who would you bench, Pierce Sanders or Kyren? I would bench Kyren. I'm not in on him. He doesn't have a lot of speed. All right, so my picks for the week, let me just review those. I took the Chargers giving 2.5 to the Titans. I took the Falcons giving 1.5 to the Packers. I took the Bears getting 2.5 from the Bucks. I took the under on Broncos Commanders 39. The over on Broncos Commanders 39. It's very low. And I took the Saints giving 3 to the Panthers. Deontay Johnson, I think, he might only miss one more game. He's a buy low guy for me as well. Would you drop Sky Moore for Tyler Boyd? No, Tyler Boyd's not going to do much until there's an injury that takes out T. Higgins. T. Higgins is absolutely a buy low. I would do it today. Listen, he had 8 targets last week. Talking about T. Higgins, I think he absolutely is a buy low. Listen, Sky Moore, we've been waiting for a season plus now. Just not impressed with him at all. Same thing with Kadarius Toney. Rashee Rice is the guy long term. And listen, in his debut, he was good. They went away from him in the second half, but Andy Reid knows what he's doing. Obviously, he's a Hall of Fame coach, one of the best offensive minds in the game. He's going to get Rashee Rice more involved. You can count on it. That's the guy. If you want to try to buy really low on him, I would do that as well. I traded Romeo Doubs and Christian Watson for Michael Thomas and James Cook. That's a great trade. It really is, because when Watson can't stay healthy. He's very boomer bust. He's like a younger A.J. Brown. And A.J. Brown owners like myself are seeing once again what it was like when he was with Tennessee. Despite them scoring a boatload of points, 34 points, and he only had, 4 catches for 29 yards. That is the nature of owning A.J. Brown. Next week, he'll catch 10 passes for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. Michael Thomas, you all know I love Michael Thomas. I'm a sucker for him. I had him back in the day when he caught the 130 plus passes. I can't forget that. It's seared in my brain forever. And James Cook, the workload is there, and he has an absolute smash spot today against the Raiders. He's offering Odell and Rachaad White. I think Rachaad White can bounce back today. Listen, if Rachaad White doesn't bounce back today, and I sold him off. I sold him and Tua for Kenneth Walker, who's another guy I really don't love, but I just wanted to get out of Rachaad White. I think he's got to bounce back today. If he doesn't bounce back against the Bears, then it's just not going to happen. What kind of wide receiver trade could I get Swift and Wilson? You'd have to trade somebody like a Keenan Allen, probably somebody T. Higgins, somebody of that ilk. But I wouldn't automatically run out and draft and rather trade for DeAndre Swift. I think, you're trading Swift and Wilson. Yeah, try T. Higgins. I would try T. Higgins, and I think that might get it done. DeAndre Swift has a quarterback that doesn't throw him the football. All right, that's just a fact. So this is not Detroit DeAndre Swift. This is Philadelphia DeAndre Swift. He is very workload, yardage, touchdown dependent, and even the touchdowns we saw Hurts the push and play twice. Very frustrating if you're a DeAndre Swift owner. would have been the icing on a cake for an awesome week. But yeah, not good. All right, $1.99 super chat from Plumsky. Thank you, Plumsky. I really appreciate that as always. Should I start Montgomery and Gibbs, Pierce on bench? Yes, I would. I would go both of them. Listen, they're both starting options. Montgomery a running back 2 and Gibbs is a flex. I think they're going to reverse that as the season goes on. Thank you once again for that super chat. Was Swift's week a mirage due to Kenneth Gainwell? Yes, to a point. Gainwell's coming back next week. Listen, he's not going away. I think it's probably going to be a 50-50 split. Rashad Penny is a non-entity. Same thing with Boston Scott, who suffered a concussion in the game. I think it's going to be a 50-50 split. Gainwell was not terrible week 1. All right. I mean, he wasn't great, but he wasn't terrible. He's a little brittle, as is DeAndre Swift. So I think optimally, the two of them will have to work in conjunction with one another, probably getting 50-50 share of the workload. But again, Jalen Hurts, not going to throw it a lot to his running back. So keep that in mind. Rashee Rice available in my league. Drop Antonio Gibson for him. I mean, you hate to drop Antonio Gibson after one game, but the usage was not good at all for him. It's going to be a lot of points scored in this game today. This might be the last time you could get Rashee Rice this cheap. So if he scores again, has a big game, you're not going to get him. So I would say yes, make the proactive move. With Brian Robinson there is a firm cap on what Antonio Gibson could be. Not so much with Rashee Rice because there is really no solid competition at wide receiver for the Chiefs because it's the underperformance of the guys that are already there. Jared Goff or Brock Purdy. I think I would go Jared Goff. Would you say Swift is a must-start now? I think he's still a flex. Until we see what that arrangement is with Kenneth Gainwell, I think he's a flex going forward. All right, just about 5 minutes until the injury report comes out. There's a couple of things I'm really interested in seeing today. I really need to see Justin Fields play better. All right, he's taking on Tampa Bay. It is very crucial. I told you about my reservations for him this season as a passer. If the running is not there, he could be a complete dog in any week because he doesn't throw the ball that well. So I really want to see him play better this week. I want to see if Rashee Rice can build off of his solid week 1. That's what I also am looking for this week. Need to see the Giants get back on track. My goodness. Also could drop Zach Moss as well. I would drop Zach Moss more than Gibson. I would definitely do that. Listen, even if Zach Moss has a big game today, Jonathan Taylor is coming back after 2 more games. So you're not losing anything. I mean, maybe short-term if, and that's a big if, Zach Moss takes off. Hall or Dotson, I'm going Hall. Breece Hall's going to get more work today. Robert Saleh met with the media this week and did say they're inching up his workload. He's going to get more work today. Rashad White or Johnson, I'm going Rashad White just to see how things pan out with Rascon Johnson. I'm still going White because he has a really good matchup. But again, if it doesn't materialize, you can either bench him or put him as a flex only. Is Michael Thomas a wide receiver 1 for the Saints? No, Olave is wide receiver 1, but Thomas is still going to be involved. All right, for another $4.99 super chat again from Polumsky. Thank you, very generous of you as always. Pick 2: Garrett Wilson, Lockett, Zay Jones, Michael Thomas. I'm going Michael Thomas. I'm a big fan of his, and I'm going to go Zay Jones. This is a brutal matchup for the Jets. No doubt about it. I don't think Zach was going to have any time to throw the ball. Lockett was banged up. I'm going Thomas and Jones. I think they have the best path to the better matchup today. We also have a $2 super chat. You guys are very generous today. Mark Engelson, if Aaron Jones is out, which he is, Collins, Dobbs, or Zach Moss in the flex, I'm going Dobbs. All right. They have to throw it to him. They have nobody else. They don't have Jones out of the backfield. They don't have Christian Watson. Luke Musgrave is there, but Dobbs is going to be the number 1 guy. And again, Mark, thank you for that super chat. You guys are very generous. It helps with the channel more than you know. Ferguson or Musgrave? Musgrave. I'm going Musgrave 100%. Jets defense is no joke. Do you believe there's a potential of JT getting traded midseason? I don't know. They really need him to help out with Anthony Richardson, who I was very impressed with him. And again, I always admit when I'm wrong, I was completely wrong, at least through one game about Anthony Richardson. He was awesome last week. Thoughts on Samaje Perine having to start him due to Aaron Jones being out? I mean, he's going to get about maybe 40 to 50% of the workload today. Not great, but he's still going to be used a decent amount. He's more flex though. Full PPR, Kirk, A.J. Dillon, or Algier. I'm going Algier. Christian Kirk is way down behind Evan Ingram, Zay Jones, and Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley just ruined things for Christian Kirk, and that was the fear I had. If you were interested in Christian Kirk, that this was going to happen. He clearly right now is a number 4 guy. There's going to be a lot of points scored in this game. There is a storm threat in that game as well. I talked about that with the earlier weather report video. So if you haven't saw that, make sure you go take a look. That's really the only game that has some kind of a threat to him weather-wise. All right, just about a minute to go before the injury report comes out. And guys, rest of this the day today, instant injury analysis plus the wrap-up stream. Tonight, I might convert that to a fantasy cast. I'm not sure yet, but I'll let you guys know. Christian Kirk himself said he would not be in 2 wide receiver sets. Yes, the usage isn't there either. He was only on the field for a little bit more than 60% of the snaps last week, which was not great. Also, guys, this week, I wanted to let you guys know that next weekend, so Friday night, I have a game. So I may not be doing the Football Friday stream. And also next weekend, I might be taking a trip. So I may not, the Sunday, I should still be able to do the instant injury videos, but the streaming on next Sunday, I have to take a trip. Unfortunately, my wife's father is ill. So, I mean, obviously life, family first, right? So, next week might have to step back a little bit from some of the streams, but I will be back Monday, probably Saturday and Monday I'll be out. So, just want to let you guys know nothing wrong, all that stuff. So, and thank you guys. I appreciate that. Yeah. So, unfortunately, these are some of the difficult things that you deal with in life, but, I will do my best next week and still to put out the info for you, but at least leading up to Friday, should be, business as usual. So, and Death Lord, I'm really sorry about that for your grandfather. My condolences. I know that's tough. And thank you for the kind words, guys. I really appreciate that. All right. So, Chris Jones and Travis Kelce are officially active. So that's good news. Travis Kelce owners, he's back with Aaron Jones out. I'm forced to start Pacheco. Dobbs is my best flex option out of Sky Moore. Certainly over Moore. London, Kirk, and himself. Yes, I would go Dobbs. Dobbs is going to get a lot of work today, guys. He caught 2 touchdowns last week. He's going to get a lot of work. All right, Tampa Bay. We don't care about Tampa Bay. There's nobody really there that we need to worry about. Will Levis inactive for the Titans, so Malik Willis is there. And listen, Ryan Tannehill has to play better. He has to play better. I was really ugly. Next option is Kendrick Bourne on New England, who's off waivers. Kendrick Bourne is not bad. And listen, the Bill O'Brien offense looks pretty good so far. So, we saw last week, you don't want to see Mac Jones throw the ball 50-plus times a game, though. I mean, that goes without saying. You don't want to see that. But certainly they look better. And Mac Jones looked better. There was more fluidity to the offense. Ezekiel Elliott has a role, probably getting about 30% of the touches. Ramondre Stevenson, the other 70%. I think Stevenson's still low-end running back 1 in PPR, whereas he would have been a more, middle wide receiver running back 1 if Elliott wasn't there. All right, so Chris Evans is out for the Cincinnati Bengals. Joey Bosa active today for the Chargers. How do we feel about Geno over Deshaun this week? I don't like that. I'm still going Deshaun. I mean, Geno Smith, is he turning back into a pumpkin? I don't know, but that was really ugly. That was the most disappointing team in the NFL, maybe besides the Giants last week. Do you agree NFL needs to make all NFL fields grass? It's hard to say. I mean, yeah, injuries happen no matter what, but the turf, I think, we could do better. I mean, it's not good for these guys. So I kind of agree with you there. Need him in St. Brown. I need him to go off every day, Rain. I'm with you on that one. I'm slightly behind projected in my work league. I'm 1-0 in both of my leagues. Had a big in my friends and family league. I had Justin Jefferson and Jalen Hurts go off for me on Thursday, so I'm in good shape there. Limited Breece Hall or Dameon Pierce. Limited Breece Hall. Seattle lost both tackles, I think, last week. Yeah, Seattle's in big trouble. So Clyde Edwards-Helaire is active for the Chiefs as well. Mark Andrews is active. So no issue there. So Clyde Edwards-Helaire, is he going to start again? So it seems like he's not going away. So Isaiah Pacheco has to stay firmly in that running back 2 tier for now. Did you answer mine? Sorry, my stream lagged. George, let me go back and look. I think I told you to pick up with Aaron Jones out. I think Dobbs is the better. Dobbs or Bourne. As a matter of fact, I do like Dobbs more than Bourne. So sorry if the stream cut out. Sometimes this room I'm in, it happens. So George, yes, I would go Dobbs over Kendrick Bourne. All right. So Aaron Jones, Christian Watson, all inactive. David Bakhtiari as well. Wow. I mean, the Packers have a lot of injuries. My goodness. Donta Foreman is a healthy scratch for the Bears. So Roscoe Johnson to the moon starting today. I have Jamar Chase, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Deebo Samuel, Tyler Lockett. I thought I also have Zay Jones, Jackson Smith, and Gabe Davis on my bench. I mean, it sounds like you're really set up well there. I mean, Jackson Smith is sort of like your insurance for Tyler Lockett. Zay Jones had a really big first week. I'm not a Gabe Davis fan. Just not. We've been teased by him way too long. He'll have that one big game once a month, but I'm just kind of out on Gabe Davis. Quentin Nelson, Kylan Granson, good to go. If Kendrick Miller, Jamal Williams gets lion's share again, yeah, he does get the lion's share, but 3 yards per carry. It's not impressive. So, but I mean, I guess on workload alone, yes, you have to start him, and it is a good matchup against the Panthers. Excuse me. I have Gabe Davis because I have Josh Allen. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. You could do that. Elijah Moore or Collins. Listen, I like Elijah Moore. Somebody dropped him, and I picked him up in one of my leagues. But with CJ Stroud, I'm still going to roll with Nico Collins because Nico Collins is very talented, and last week he had a nice game. So I think we're good to go there. All right, so I think I'm going to end it here, guys. So I wanted to just do that quick stream in the morning. So stay tuned all day for the instant injury videos. Wrap up tonight. Not sure if it's after the games or a fantasy cast. No, I would not do that, Death Lord. Don't start Gabe Davis. Anyway, so tune in throughout the day. Hit that subscribe button. We will all chat soon. Good luck with your matchups today, guys. Have a great day.